You know what I'm saying? But that block, yo, that
Portland Ave, and they'll keep circling the block.
Yo, man.
They'll be like, what you doing here? They'll come back 5 minutes
later. Nigga, I live here. You can show them your ID like this.
They'll be like, what you doing here?
Don't matter.
Don't matter.
Oh, they on it.
Facts.
That shit is like a miracle.
Yeah, Bronx D's, they hop out, they hop out with the steroid needle still in their neck.
In their neck? Let's go, bro. Yo, bro, you gotta do something in your pocket, said these are gonna stick me. I'm like, yo, come on, dog. Like, you see me 6 times this week, bro. Like, I had niggas driving up a one-way street on 188th. I'm going to the store to get a Dutch. I'm staying at my shorty's crib on 188th in Chamberlain. I leave the crib to go get a Dutch. I'm walking up the street. Niggas blow it. Woo. Jump out the car. Woo, throw me up against the wall. I'm thinking I'm getting juxed. I'm like, shit, I don't got no chain, I don't know nothing. I'm like, what the fuck you niggas about to juke me for? The rubber bands on my braids? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and it's D's. You got anything sharp in your pockets, anything's gonna stick me? Oh, let me see your ID. I'm like, yo, my ID, this is my ID.
Pause.
Yeah.
Pause. That's wow.
Yeah, all the time. Anything's gonna stick me? Yeah, just digging in your, grabbing a nigga balls.
Oh, yeah.
Just violating. Super violating. Like, nigga, if you don't have a badge right now, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So I tell the motherfucker, I'm like, yo, listen, this ain't my address, but I live with my shorty. You know what I'm saying? And he's just, the nigga really walked over there, shout out to Camille. My mother-in-law at the time, my fake mother-in-law at the time, came down, was just like, yo, he lives here, this is my son-in-law. Capping, like, yo, they married, this, that, the third, he just hasn't gotten his new ID yet, blah, 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 blah. And they let it rock. Wow. And that was the shit in the Bronx too, was just like, cops would just fuck with you. They wouldn't even book you.
Oh, that's not, then the Bronx is everywhere.
Yeah, Queens, they fuck with you.
Yeah, Queens is the same shit.
Queens, they will fuck with you. Like, you know they coming, they just pull out, they slow behind you. It's like, you already know that it's boop, boop. You already know.
I got patted down more time on Starbucks than any place else.
Shit. Like, the boys will roll up on me, they'd be like, hey, you got any guns? I'll be like, not right now, but if you'd caught me yesterday, bro.
Would have been okay.
Yo, I don't trust these niggas.
Nah, I don't play like that.
I don't trust them enough when they stop you, especially in Dolo, because they plant shit. Like, I don't trust them.
Yo, I'm telling you,
Or they start getting physical when you pop too much shit.
Yeah.
You think I started fighting so much? When you start popping too much shit, the niggas get physical.
Yeah.
I've been beat up more times by like cops than any. And you can't fight back. You can't swing back. If you swing back, it's an automatic charge.
I got beat up by 9 cops 2 blocks from here.
I rest my case. Say
Bigger
less.
wants to do an episode where we sit and we talk with them.
Talk with the police?
Yep.
I'm not mad at that. I think that's dope.
Nah,
That's a dope
That's
thing.
the biggest idea ever, you know. We have to bridge whatever has happened between our community and the young kids with these police. Kids are being raised right now and hearing this stuff in their head, they program to believe the cops are their enemy. And that...
I hear you, Bigger, but at the same time, some of these cops was raised to believe that we was the enemy.
And they act
that's
like
the problem.
it. And they still act like
That's the problem.
They still act like it.
As I was trying to say, the kids are believing that the cops are our enemy, you know, and there is no physical flesh on this earth that's actually your enemy. And if you believe that the government is your enemy, then you have to understand what the scriptures say. If you believe the cops or the government is your enemy, how are you living? You see, because they were put in place. The police, the government was put in place. They were put in place for those that are out of line. So if you are out of line, they are ordained by God to do what they're doing. Are you doing what God ordained you to do? Because you see, the scripture says that if you don't want no worries from the government, do the right thing.
Man, Big, I ain't trying to hear that shit, man. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that.
Whether you trying to hear that, whether you
I
trying
wasn't
to
doing
hear it
shit
or
when them
not.
niggas beat my ass, bro. I wasn't doing
It
shit.
is in the
That ain't had
scripture.
nothing to do with
and those that know what I'm saying, know.
I get what you saying, but no. Some
Those
of them
cops,
niggas-
Big
some
criminal
fucked
and
up.
sinner is aligned together.
Bigger those cops.
Criminal and sinner is aligned together.
Hold on.
And God put a place.
Dominican, so we
God
trained
put
from
something in
young
place
to
for
be
the
like, yo, when
criminal
they
and
start talking
sinner.
about scripture, yo, just shut your mouth and
Oh
listen.
yeah, Nigga, I done seen voodoo priestess and all of that shit, bro. I seen all of it.
What just happened?
We connected.
You know what I'm saying? It's an island.
It's a Dominican Haiti thing.
AKA the same island.
Same place. By gate.
All right.
I understand.
Somehow we lost track. You was talking about how you
the
had
cop?
mad kids
Oh yeah.
with the Jewish teacher.
I thought his wife was Spanish.
Right, I
Yes.
thought she was Puerto Rican.
Turns out she's
Turns
not.
out she wasn't.
Gangster Jew from Jersey.
Gangster Jewish shorty from Jersey. And I found out why. So then we looking for a house now. You know what I'm saying? Because God is good all the time. You know what I'm saying? Got the job at MTV. You know what I'm saying? Got off the block. You know what I'm saying? And phone was still bumping though. You know what I'm
How'd you
saying?
get the job?
I went in there. I was right. Rest in peace, Reggie O'Shea, aka Combat Jack. You know what I'm
Salute
saying?
to Combat Jack.
Salute.
My
Jack.
big
Legend in the
homie.
game.
Get ready for
My big
combat.
Yo, that's my dog. That's my heart. You know
The
what I'm saying? Rest in
Podfather.
peace forever. Your name will ring bells forever as long as I'm on this earth, my G.
Same.
Word to everything. Word to mommy. Word to my seeds.
And his
everything.
wife's birthday is tomorrow. Salute
Facts.
to Kim. Shout out to Kim.
Shout out
Salute to
you.
Kim. She's been good.
Yeah.
So he put me on because he was reading my shit on Twitter and like the shit that I was writing, and he was like, "Yo, is it okay if we just run this shit on the Source website?" When he was at the Source, and I was just like, "Nigga, hell yeah!" I was like, "What?" I was like, "Bro, I grew up in the '90s, my nigga. The Source is like the Bible, my nigga. Like I used to go and rap that shit, you know what I'm saying, and like." Be like, yo, who got 5 mics? You know what I'm saying? What's the verse of the month type shit? Like, you know what I mean?
Everybody
Like,
went straight to the back.
straight to the back. The
Right.
graffiti shit and the verse of the month was my shit. Like, yo, all right.
Right.
So I was just like, of course, you know what I'm saying? Then he brought me out to the BYO BBQ. Was the first like industry event I ever went to. And it was like, who was rapping there? It was Danny Brown and like a couple other rappers or whatever. And I didn't know none of these niggas. I'm like, I don't leave the Tremont Avenue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, niggas is like, yo, who do you listen to? I'm like, yo, fucking French Montana, nigga, Max B, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's like my catalog type
Right.
shit. And then like, Mob shit, Nori, all that old 90s
Free
shit.
Biggerville.
Word, Free Biggerville, Free the Wave, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
And then I got into ASAP, you know what I'm saying, Rocky and all that shit. But damn dog, I be losing my train.
BYO, you was at the barbecue, Reggie.
All from combat Jack.
And then from there, he put the battery in my back. I give all the credit in the world to him, because he put the battery in my back to keep going and doing this shit. And then my brother, Victor Lopez, shout out to him, because he really was the one that was like, got this shit in motion. Because he's the type of nigga that like, when you grow up in the hood, there's always like the nigga that's smart, and you like, don't get away from here.
Yeah.
Don't be by the benches with us, nigga. Go over there,
Yeah.
because you about to go to school and you about to do the right
About to
thing.
do
Yeah, my
something
brother
else.
is the same
Yeah.
shit. My brother's up in Binghamton right now, flipping cribs, doing real good. You know what I'm saying? Because he stayed away from the bullshit. So Victor's one of those kids. You know what I'm saying? Southside Jamaica Queens kid. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shout out South Jamaica.
Queens get the money.
Yeah.
No
I mean?
wonder he's a good dude.
You know what I'm saying?
saying?
Solid as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
That took no time.
Shout out to my home, please
You know what I'm
believe.
saying? Yeah, word. So linked up with him, and he came straight out of school. He went to prep school, graduated with honors at college and all that shit, and then he read my shit. And he was working for like a small company called Kinetic Media. You know what I'm saying? They did like indie films and shit like that. And they was trying to expand into like management and like talent shit, whatever. And he was just like, yo, this is dude, man. This Kid Mero dude, man. He's funny as fuck. You know what I mean? But like, I feel like white people don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? But they will though, trust me. And he's in a room full of white dudes. So they're just like, well, I don't know about this. And then his boss told him, like, yo, you could either, the way you stay employed here is by stop fucking with this dude. And he was just like, well, I guess I ain't working here no more. And he quit the job on the spot. So since then, I'm like, yo, bro, I'll do whatever. I'll bust my gun. Like, whatever it is, bro. I'll snuff a nigga, whatever you need me to do, you know what I'm saying? I'm there.
Right.
Because you took me out the hood, basically,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And helped me.
What did he do exactly?
Basically, he didn't let motherfuckers take me for a ride. Because there's a lot of young talent, young entertainers. And this is music, TV, movies, everything. Like, you name it, you know what I'm saying? You get in the game, you good at something, and then people see you and they want to take advantage, you know what I'm saying? So if I would have went into that MTV deal without, you know what I'm saying, that guidance or that knowledge that he had, I would have been asked out. There's motherfuckers over there signed signing 5-year deals, talking about, yo, 45 a year, no health insurance type of shit. I'm like, nigga, for that, I'll drive a bus. You know what I'm saying? Like, for that, nigga, I'll go take the sanitation test, nigga,
There's
tomorrow.
people over at MTV.
Making 50 bands a year, bro, with no help, no benefits, no nothing, bro. And they locked in the deals. Crazy.
A bunch.
A bunch
Gang
of, like,
of motherfuckers, a whole room full of
If
them
you
dudes.
see, like, if you watch them shows when it's like 20 niggas in one show, them's the guys. You know what
The
I'm saying?
writing credits. If you look at the writing credits.
You know what I'm saying?
A
Like,
bunch
if you see,
a bunch of people
like, you know, no shots, you know what I'm saying? But, like, you
No, but
watch
it
a
is
show
what
like
it
God
is.
Code, you know what I'm saying? Like, even Wildin' Out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't making super duper bread like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's crazy because that's why this shit is so cutthroat. Like, and we was talking earlier about MTV wanted to do a Yo MTV Raps reboot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that shit was like, they was like, man, I don't know. But
Yeah, I know somebody from Wild 'N Out was supposed to be in that.
and so now it's that, you know what I'm saying? But before, shout out to Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon took money out of the Wild 'N Out budget to shoot a pilot of Yo MTV Raps with me and Jesus, and the shit was ill. He was mad smart about it. So he was just like, yo, whatever guests I got on Wild 'N Out, I got the Yo MTV Raps tour bus outside. The shit was wrapped with the graphics, all that shit. Super official. And this is when 2 Milli, the Milli Rock shit is going crazy.
Right.
So he's a guest on Wild 'N Out. Every guest that goes on Wild 'N Out, then comes, Nick brings him to the Yo MTV Raps bus. We interview them, talk shit, whatever, da-da-da. Yo, what's in your pockets right now? Type of shit, playing games, all that. The executives at MTV were like, yeah, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Back and forth, like, So then the contract was up. I get a call. So this is where Victor comes in too, because Victor went away to school. So he's at boarding school, and he's in the mix. You know what I'm saying? When you go to boarding school, you meeting everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you meeting white people, Asians,
Right.
all type of people.
All types of connections.
All type
like
of
jail.
connections.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's like, word. Except they teach you how to cook other shit. The
white collar version.
They teach you how to cook your portfolio and shit. So he went up there, and so he was just like, yo, listen, man. He was just like, yo, this contract about to be up. But my pops always said, yo, don't quit your job until you got another job. So I was like, I'm staying here until the last day. You know what I mean? Like, this was like, yo, fuck this shit, I'm out. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't got no kids, fuck that. My mom's crib is there, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Me, I was just like, yo, hold on. I gotta keep these checks coming in, because I'm not going back to the block. Because now niggas don't see me on TV.
Right.
Like, I'm not going back to fucking this SUNY college and serve niggas stepped on Ye, talking about, yo, niggas like,
SUNY college.
like,
Yo, you know how niggas will look at you when you come. Oh, you back?
You back, nigga? Like, oh shit.
I knew
okay.
that nigga wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah,
Come
nigga,
on,
yo,
he's
he's like,
on
that
the
hoe.
boss.
Now you back
Somebody
here.
offer you a patch, like, yo, son, I know times is hard. You know what I mean? You back over here. What
We'll
up?
take care of you,
Yo,
bro.
yeah.
We got
Yo,
you.
here's a
Take
little
this back,
something, you know what I'm saying? Bring me back, like,
bring
yeah.
me back like half of that end of the week.
And that's why I never did that. I never got involved with nobody on that type of shit that wasn't family. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because my uncle's probably on. Shout out to my uncle Juan Pablo. He did 15 years, got deported. You know what I'm saying? And he was a nigga that told me, like, yo, anything you do it dolo. He's like, because you can never snitch on yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I took that shit to heart from an early age. So everything I did that was outside, like, yo, you know what I mean, was dolly. Except the booster missions. The booster missions, you need like 3, 4 niggas. You need a driver, you need a lookout, you need the nigga with the Lizzie bag, all that shit.
Gonna knock over the security guard on the way out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, all that shit,
Word.
you know?
Planning missions.
So
Going back to Victor.
Okay.
He got me out of the whole situation or whatever, and he finessed the contract so where it was like, yo, I had already, he put me onto this dude, Ezra K, shout out to Ezra K, nigga, who I didn't know. Like I said, like I listened to fucking Bronx mixtape rap, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know about rock music and nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so he was just like, yo, there's this guy, he's talking to you on Twitter. And he got a blue check. And this is when blue checks was like, yo, this nigga verified, yo, he gotta be somebody, oh shit. And I'm just like interacting with the nigga, but I don't know who he is, you know? And I'm not Googling niggas. So, but he's just like, yo, we should link up. You a funny dude, this, that, the third. So I tell Victor, I was like, yo, who is this dude? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, do you know about this guy? Like, I know you went up to school with like the white boys and shit. Like, he's like, oh, yo, this dude's been on SNL 3 times. Like, his band is mad popping. They won Grammys, this, that. I'm like, okay. I was like, all right, bet. So we go, I link up with him, and we start talking. And he's like, yo, what do you do? And I was like, well, I work in a school, you know what I'm saying? I teach this, that. He's like, oh, word, before my band got signed, I used to teach too. I said, where at? He said, Bed-Stuy. So I was like, word? Oh shit. I was like, white boy, you was up in Bed-Stuy teaching in public school? He's like, yeah. He's like, them kids was wild. I was like, so then we started going back and forth. Yo, what's the wildest shit you seen? Yo, I said, da-da-da. Yo, what's the wildest shit you seen? Da-da-da-da. So then we sit after like half an hour just telling stories. He was like, bro, this is a whole TV show. Hold on. So we write the shit down, boop, boop, boop. Fly to LA, my first time ever going to Cali. This dude, his manager's like, yo, you can stay at my guest house. I was like, all right. So I go out there and I'm thinking like guest house gonna be like the Jazzy Jeff, the pool house type situation. Nigga.
It's a whole house.
Bro, it's a whole house. He just bought his neighbor died, and he bought the crib. He's like, yo, I don't want nobody moving in there. I'm gonna just buy it and use it as a guest house. I was like, oh, you rich. I was like, oh, you niggas got money. And that's my first time in Cali, because in Cali, LA is different. Like, there should be famous niggas just out chilling, like outside, like,
Right, like it's regular.
like eating toast like regular. And I'm like, yo, that nigga's from this show, that nigga's from. And he's just like, yo, just chill, bro. Just.
It's not what we do here.
Like,
It's not what we do.
That's not what we do.
Don't
Put your hand in your
finger.
pocket.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Stop pointing at niggas, man. Like, I'm like, yo, ain't that old white nigga from the Beach Boys? Like, and he's like, but from there, I met this dude, Nick Weidenfeld. So this is why I bring it all around. So Nick Weidenfeld was an executive, and he was just like, yo, I'm a huge fan of you since the Victory Light blog was shit you was writing back in the day. And at the time I was doing music reviews and shit like that. He's like, yo, I fuck with your voice, your style, everything. I was like, let's do something. I was like, I'm trying to get a bag while I'm out here. And he was just like, oh, yo, so do some VO shit. So I did some voiceover work for the Lucas Brothers, shout out to them. And I was like, yo, and he was just like, yo, this shit is good, bro. Like,
What programming?
this was like Fox Animation. So it was like you know how they had the animation domination or some shit like that? Yeah. That shit. It was that. And I did a bunch of voices for a couple different cartoons, caught a check, went back home. I was like, yo, I had like $1,200 check. I was like, yo, came home with some wifey out there. I got $1,200. We doing this shit. I was hyped.
Right.
So then, fast forward, MTV shit's coming to a close, and he calls me up. It's like the second to last episode of this show we doing called
Victor
Joking
calls
Off.
you up?
Victor was there in the room with me.
But who called you up this time?
Nick Weidenfeld.
Nick,
the dude.
okay.
So Nick calls me up. He's like, yo, I got 3 job offers in front of me. One is for MTV. I know you at MTV right now. You said this shit is ass. So I'm probably gonna throw that one away. He's like, I got TBS in front of me. He's like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, where they going with the comedy shit though, and you know what I mean, whatever. Then they got this other shit called Viceland, and it's a new channel, like da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, Viceland, like Vice, like the magazine? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yo, them niggas is crazy. Like, they do all types of crazy shit. Like, they let niggas smoking weed, like, they go out into Afghanistan and send niggas out there with bulletproof vests, like, yo, random.
Get some footage, come back.
Yeah, get some footage and come back. Like, they be wild, they do whatever.
Right.
So I was just like, yo, that's the wave. And they starting some new shit. I was like, he's like, yeah. He's like, and I'm gonna be like the director of programming. So it's like, if I start there, I want you to be the nigga that I push out first. And I was like, say
it
that.
is.
Let's get it. You know what I'm
Crack
saying?
their budget.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.